You got me okay?
Got you. Yeah.
The following is a presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Live from the Conference USA Football Kickoff, the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner is on the air. Coming up is your chance to hear from the Flames and head coach Jamey Chadwell as they prepare for the 2025 season. Today's show is brought to you by Carter Bank, life lived full. Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Larry's Tire and Auto Repair, expect the best service, prices, and care. And by Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices, nobody.
He throws end zone, Smith is there, he goes up, he comes down, he's got the ball, light him up, touchdown Liberty, Reese Smith.
Now, let's talk Liberty football inside the PGA of America headquarters in Frisco, Texas. Here's Jamey Hall.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into the broadcast today. It's hard to believe it's our first broadcast of the 2025-26 season. I don't know where the summer went. I don't know where last season went, to be honest, but we're ready for some football. It's just around the corner. Welcome into Frisco here at the PGA. It's the second year that the Conference USA Media Day has been here at this facility. The players got to hang out in the conference headquarters yesterday. Today's the media events here. We'll be talking with head coach Jamey Chadwell in a little bit, as well as Aaron Fenimore and CUSA Commissioner Judy MacLeod in our final segment. But right now we've got Brylan Green with us. And Brylan, first of all, welcome to the show, and
yes, this
hopefully
might be my first time.
Is this your first time?
So yeah, first time.
Well,
yeah.
You got the threads
Looking
ready.
Sharp. I tried to come sharp now. I had to come sharp. Yes, sir.
And that's one of the fun things about these events is you guys get to kind of dress up a little bit. It's outside of the sweats and the pads and the the sweat and the blood that we normally see when we're talking to you guys right after a football game. So how nice is it to be able to kind of clean up a little bit?
It's nice, man, just for people to see your face. I know we always got a helmet on, all sloppy like you said earlier, but man, it just feels good to kind of get sharp, show off what you got. So yeah, it's good.
Talk us through the wardrobe today.
So the wardrobe. So shout out my tailor, Harold Baptiste, Bespoken Collection. He got me right. Tried to go a little bit of the pinstripes, former baseball player, so try to incorporate the pinstripes.
There you go.
The details, you can't really see the details right now, but I got my name all over. Inside the jacket, I got my logo, got the chain too. So man, I think I put it together pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, I like that baby blue.
I tried to incorporate the baby blue.
Yeah, I got a little of that going too.
Yeah,
that's but you've got it more of a highlight than it is the dominant feature.
But now what here we go is we got the old colors here too. We got the old Flames colors here, so we kind of trying to incorporate everything.
That's awesome. You guys thought of it all.
Yes, sir.
When you come to the media day, you get a chance to kind of interact with some of the guys on the other teams, and you're still enemies on the field, and when it's time to square off in the next month or two, you're going to be ready to battle with them. But is it nice to kind of have a little camaraderie with some other teams, other players?
Yes, sir. It's always, getting to know other people from other places, just getting to know their background and stuff like that. I think it's very helpful for the future as well, just networking with people. Never know what people going in life. So just being able to connect with those guys, but also have that competitive spirit while we talking is also a great thing, man. But these guys over here, love them, man. From Middle Tennessee on down to Missouri State, man, I think that all these guys are going to be very successful in the world.
Now, I didn't look at the list of who was here from every single team, so I'm not sure if there were maybe some wide receivers that are in the group that you had to kind of say, just be ready for me.
Yeah, they had a few of them, man. We talked a little smack, but, it's all love right now. We family right now at the Conference USA Media Day.
That's awesome. So in your position of safety, we kind of alluded to that talking about the wide receivers. What is kind of when you're getting ready, going through camp, and you're watching a little bit of film of those opponents that you're going to have, what are some things that you kind of key on?
Yeah, just the team showing like what they do normally. base downs, just showing their runs and stuff like that. I think that's what you look for more so in camp. We get more to the nitty and gritty when I would say about a week out, 2 weeks out is when we really start honing in on what the opponents really do. But as far as like going through camp and stuff like that, just seeing what they do just on basic downs, third down plays. Of course, you always got to be ready for situational awareness and stuff like that. So it's not really too much going on in the camp, but when it's time to go in about 2 weeks or a week before game one, then that's when we'll be ready.
Talk us through that process on a game week, as far as when you're getting into those defensive meetings, those positional meetings, and you're watching the film, and the guys are breaking it down, the coaches are breaking it down for you. What are you guys looking at specifically, and how intense is that the prep?
Yeah, so I mean, at safety, it's more so we have to read the runs, of course, but they'll give us like a sheet of what they do, the runs, how many times they do the runs, the percentage of the different formations that they do and stuff like that. And then I would say about a Tuesday, Wednesday, they give us the specific game plan of what we want to do against our opponent. And then from there, we just got to execute come Thursday, Friday, and then we're ready to go Saturday. So, yes, sir.
As a play sets up and you're sitting there, in the defensive backfield, what are you keying on? Is it visual cues? Is it verbal cues?
Yeah, so I would say, with me being the quarterback of the defense, I would say just reading the quarterback, the formations, knowing what down it is, and just knowing if tackle give me high hat, that is also a key that we read. The way the receivers line up, hash, numbers, just depending on that. And like I said before, the situational awareness, if they're trying to do something that we've seen on film on second or third down, you kind of know, like, oh, they're going to run this play or they're going to run that play. So it's just kind of just honing in on, like, the details in the situational awareness pretty much.
I know we're not looking past Maine. That's the first game on the list. That's the most important game right now. But when you look at the schedule as far as the entire season, is there one or two matchups that you've kind of got your attention, or maybe some trips that's got your attention?
Yes, sir. I mean, honestly, like you said, Maine is the number one game on the schedule. I think that all the games are pretty much important to me. Honestly, I haven't played against a few of the teams on the schedule, so I'm obviously looking forward to those. But winning the conferences is always the biggest thing on my mind. So anytime we get to play a conference game, I think that's the biggest game that week. So
expectations have become quite high with this program, and that's a good thing, and I know that you guys didn't quite get to where you wanted to get last year, because you said conference championship, that's the first goal on the sheet. What's it going to take to bounce back this year? And I say that it was an 8-4 season. Yeah. It's not like you guys had a losing record or anything, but the expectations, not just with the fan base, but inside the room, is pretty high.
Yeah, just making sure that everybody feel like it's family. I think that's the biggest thing from last year to this year. I think we kind of fell off at the end of the season with our culture, and just getting back to the basics of the culture, and I think that it'll reflect everything that we do on the field.
How about you personally, growing up? At what point did you realize, you know what, I might be a pretty good football player? I might be playing some FBS football one day.
Man, honestly, I didn't really think I could play until about my sophomore year. So baseball was always the thing. I got my first offer in baseball in 8th grade. So that's what I thought I was going to do. Then I got my first offer in football sophomore year. And I was like, maybe I could do it. And then they just started coming in after that. So then I ended up playing both at Liberty University, and then after that, I had a good year, the All-American year, sophomore year, and then coach was like, "It's time to wrap it up." So I wrapped it up, and then here we are today, man. I'm happy to be here, happy to be a Flame.
What did you like about the game of baseball?
Oh man, that's my baby. That's my baby for sure. I just think that it taught me patience, just taught me how to communicate, situational awareness. You can see the outfield things that I do on the football field. So I think it just teaches life, man. It's baseball is just such a sweet sport. It's America's pastime, as they say. So I think that baseball has taught me a lot, just growing up and just being able to do the things that I do.
You still watching a lot over the summer?
Now. Got to. Yankees fan, baby. Gotta watch them. Yeah.
Are they gonna?
Right. We looking a little rough right now, but I think we're gonna shake back by the time October come around.
Aaron Judge, I mean, is there any way to describe that guy?
He's one of the best players to ever play the game. Best players to play the game. I think that I think he's better than Babe Ruth. That might be a harsh take, but I think he's going to be better than Babe Ruth. I think he's going to be in a conversation with Barry Bonds.
That's saying something.
That's saying a lot. I'm putting him on the table right now. Putting my cards on the table, so we'll see.
when after a game's over, win or lose, what's that first text that's coming through on your phone to kind of break down, who's the one that's always just going to be, it's going to be all right, if it didn't go the way you want? Who's going to be the encourager, and who's the one that's going to actually break down?
My mama, the first person to text me, when you're getting out the locker room, I need you to come out the locker room. And then my daddy, on the other hand, as soon as I get to him, good or bad game, he always going to have something to critique so we can get better for the next week. But I think that's what makes me who I am, is just my parents being able to give me that harsh love and also give me that affectionate love, and it all come together, and here we are.
It's kind of good cop, bad cop.
Good cop, bad cop, but, hey, I got to take it and run with it.
That's awesome. Now, outside of the family, and brothers and sisters growing up?
I have a sister.
Okay.
17, man. She getting old. She's getting old.
Is she an athlete as well?
She is. She plays softball and basketball. Shout out their basketball team, 5-peat. They've had 5 state championships in a row. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, really good.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, really good.
What position does she play?
She plays small forward and power forward. Yeah. So she on the block. She on the wing. She can shoot a little bit. I think she get it from me, though, to be honest. Yeah.
Are you guys competitive at all?
Yeah, so I think I'm a little bit too competitive sometimes with her. I got to, tone her down a little bit, but I think that she's learning and understanding herself. So I don't have to do as much yelling and screaming as I was before.
Is she going to be the next D1 athlete?
I don't want to jinx it, but she has a chance. I think if she keeps developing and doing what she's doing, I think she does have a chance.
Now, off the field, what's keeping you busy? What, if you got a day that you can just kind of veg out, what are you doing?
Honestly, I just like watching movies, man, chilling, recovering. Movies are a very, very, very good hobby to me. I go fishing and stuff like that. Louisiana boy, we go fishing. So that's the two things that I like to do. And if I have some free time, I'll go to the cages, knock some rust off, So
you guys got La Tech this year, so I know you don't really get to go out to eat. All the food's kind of brought in, but if you had to recommend a spot to go to down in your part of Louisiana,
my part of Louisiana, that's Lafayette. So we got a lot of places. We known for our boudin crackling, of course. Billy's boudin, that's always gonna be the spot. Honestly though, our best meals come from home. So my mom would cook, my dad would cook, rice and gravy, turkey and eggs, beef short ribs, all of that. So I think the best meals come from home, man. If you've never been to Lafayette, Louisiana 337, I think that's a spot you would want if you want something to eat.
Well, you're making me hungry right now.
Yeah, really good,
that
man.
Much.
Really good.
Well, Brylan, it's been great talking to you, and we wish you guys nothing but the best this season. And I want to leave with this last little question for you. What's it going to take to hoist that trophy again at the end of the year and win Conference USA?
I just think it's going to be being where our feet at. I think that's the biggest thing for us, is just being where our feet are, taking every day step by step, honing in on the details, and just doing the little things as far as academics, being in a treatment room. I think those things also carry into the field. So I think if we can put those all together, become one big family, I think we're going to have the success that we want to have.
Sounds good. We appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on today.
Yes, sir.
That was Brylan Green. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with your live from Conference USA Football Media Day show right here on the Liberty Flame Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Lynchburg Nissan's summer sales event is in full swing. If you've been thinking about upgrading your current vehicle, don't hesitate. Now is the time. With savings up to $7,900 off MSRP or 0% up to 60 months on remaining popular models. This limited tariff-free inventory is selling fast. Have a trade-in? Great. Lynchburg Nissan is paying up to 130% of fair KBB for any vehicle, no matter the condition. Stop by, call, or visit online. Lynchburg Nissan, home of the 1,000,000-mile warranty.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels and the Liberty Flames.
You're listening to the Conference USA Football Kickoff on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Owned and operated by a Liberty alum, Larry's Tire and Auto Repair offers complete auto service, including tires, preventive maintenance, and more. Larry's Tire carries all major brands and is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Larry's Tire has 2 locations in Lynchburg and at Able Tire in Concord. And coming soon, Larry's Tire will expand to a new service center in Forest. More information on Larry's Tire is available at larrystireservice.com.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Welcome back to live coverage of the Conference USA Football Kickoff on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Once again, here's Jamey Hall.
Welcome back into Frisco, Texas, where we're at the media day for the CUSA football season, which is coming up before we know it. And just had a chance to talk to Brylan Green, and we now have Aaron Fenimore on. Coach Jamey Chadwell going to be on here in just a little bit, and we look forward to talking to him as well as Commissioner Judy MacLeod at the end of the program. And Aaron, before we jump too far into this, we talked to Brylan about it, and I got a chance to kind of get a little bit of insight on our drive in from the airport. Now it was Sunday, 2 days ago now, about how you found out that you were going to be representing Liberty here at Conference USA Media Day.
I found out through pretty much my family group chat. I called my dad one day. I was at my granddad's house. We were getting ready for hunting season back home in Georgia. And, I got off the tractor and I called my dad, told him I was done. And one of his buddies walked into the office and was like, "Hey, congratulations on going to Media Day." It's like, what are you talking about? And my dad goes, check the group chat. So I go check our family group chat, and there's the Instagram post in there, and my mom sent it in. So that was pretty funny to find out that way. That's good news to find out. So, I was really excited to find out that I could get to go, dress up for a little bit, hang out, do all the festivities that they have for us. But, that's how I found out, was getting off a tractor on the phone call with my dad.
And I guess the next thing that was on the agenda once you found out was having to sort out what you were going to be wearing.
Yeah. When I found out, my mom was like, "Look, Aaron, when you get back to Lynchburg, you got to go get something so you don't look like you're out of place." I said, "Well, yes, ma'am." So I got back, better menswear in Lynchburg. It got me hooked up with the pinstripe and the suspenders and whatnot. So that's where I got the get up from, was Better Men's wear in Lynchburg, Virginia, Mr. Bart Rice.
And you mentioned the suspenders specifically. That was your idea. That they weren't built for the suspenders when you first got it, but you said, what was your philosophy?
I was like, hey, no need to match leathers if you don't got to. So we're getting the pants fitted and everything. And Mr. Rice asked me what I was going to wear for shoes. I said, well, I got a new pair of cowboy boots that I'm going to wear. And he goes, well, you got to match your leathers. I said, yes, sir, I got it. I said, I got a question. What if we just avoided that altogether? I get them red suspenders up there on the shelf. He goes, yeah, we can make that work. So they put some buttons in my pants, and here we are, red suspenders.
Got the pocket square to go along with it, too.
Yes, sir.
You're ready to go.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Who says football players can't clean up? You guys, it's a pretty good-looking group. We just
100%.
Across the league. It's
100%.
Fun.
Yes, sir.
How cool is it to come to an event like this, and not only just getting to represent the university, which is cool. Not everybody gets that opportunity in their 4-year career at Liberty. You're still fairly early on, really, if you want to think about it, and representing the school, but then also getting to interact with several other players from around the league.
Man, it's awesome. It's a good time. The biggest things, you get a chance to represent your football program and your university, and that's something that's awesome. But it's just great. It's great to see the good that's happened in my life, and God has really put me in this position, because I remember being a freshman, my true freshman year, and I believe it was Xavier Gadlin and Quentin Reese were getting ready to go, and I was like, man, that's a heck of a trip. You know, you get to take a private jet, first time on a private jet. So, you know, that was pretty neat. It's just a great experience. It's another way that football allows you to do stuff that you wouldn't be able to do without football, and I'm thankful for that.
Get to have a little barbecue on the way up too?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Terry Black's. I 100% recommend it. It's awesome. It lives up to the hype. So, no, the food's been great. The people have been great. The different events that they did yesterday at the Conference USA headquarters, you know, it was good stuff. You got to interact with some former football players who transitioned into corporate America and stuff like that. So it's been awesome, you know, the leadership stuff that they kind of talked about yesterday and the financial literacy stuff that they discussed. They did a good job. It's been awesome.
A lot of good stuff that you took from this that you can kind of take back to your teammates back in Lynchburg?
Yes, sir. Yeah, and some of the stuff is things that we've talked about and discussed as a football program. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's football, and you win with discipline and loving your teammate and having a connection with them. And I feel like that's what we've been focusing on this whole off season and in the spring. So, at the end of the day, you can't scheme brotherhood, and Coach Scott said that. So,
I like that.
Shout out Coach Scott with the wisdom, a philosopher.
That is good. That needs to be a T-shirt, I think.
I think we can make it happen.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So what's on the agenda for the rest of today?
You know, I think it's a lot of interviews. I'm going to go ahead and assume, since it is media days. But you know, Brylan, I think's over here. Looks like he's got the video game, the NCAA football game pulled up. So go around and see what that's talking about. But you know, I think there's just different interviews. I know later in the day we got an interview with ESPN. So, Mom, I'll be able to see you there. So, no, it's just not really sure. Kind of do what they tell me and look good while I'm doing it, hopefully.
Hey, that's the most important thing right there. Look good, sound good. I've got one for you. There was an old hockey coach, and his line was, "If you look first class, you're going to play first class."
Come on.
That's, you know, it's just about a mentality and
yes,
a mindset.
Sir.
That's what you got to do. Speaking of the NCAA football game, if you and Brylan got the controllers out, who's winning that matchup?
Oh, probably Brylan. I didn't have video games growing up. I just got a PS4 not too long ago because it was one of my buddies' old ones, and I don't even think you can play the video game on that console. So I'd go ahead and assume he would win. I'm not too well versed in the video game world.
Gotcha. Do you like to go in though and just kind of check out, you know,
Yeah,
everybody on, you know, Liberty?
No, it's cool. Like I one of the things I like to go through, I'll go to some of the guys' house that got the game, and I like to go through the roster and everything, and like see whose picture doesn't look like them or looks like them, and then I'll like take a picture of it and be like, oh, that's going to be used later.
That's pretty good. So it's a pretty big deal now.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. I think at the end of the day, like every kid dreams about being in a video game, and that's an opportunity you get to have. You play college football, so no, it's pretty cool. If you told a 7-year-old me when I started playing football, hey, you're gonna be in a college football video game, I probably would have like just laughed and carried on with whatever I was doing.
When was the first time that you thought that there might be a future in that football would take you someplace?
Football take me someplace. Ooh. Well, I started playing at 7, and that started. I was playing baseball growing up, and I looked at my dad and I was like, "Hey, Dad," I said, "You know, do I have to sign up for fall ball this year?" He goes, "No, you don't got to play if you don't want to." I said, "All right." I said, "Well, what about playing football?" He said, "Hold on." Made a phone call. He goes, "Got you signed up. You're gonna play this fall." so that's one of the first memories I had with football. But you know, with me, you know, I didn't really. I was an undersized guy coming out of high school, so it was one of those things like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be big enough to play at the next level, and you know, everything worked out. The big guy upstairs has got a plan, and it was probably around my sophomore year when I got my first offer. It was like, all right, I got a shot. You know what I mean? My dad always said during recruiting, man, it only takes one. It only takes one to get to the next level. So fortunate enough, I found my one, and here I am.
What was in that decision process, that brought you to Liberty?
I think at the end of the day, it was the relationship that I had built with Coach Chadwell and Coach Dirk. I was committed with him when he was at his previous stop, and he got the job here and called me. I was like, hey, we're going to Liberty. If you want to come to Liberty, we got a spot and we'll offer you at Liberty. And so I came up on official visit, saw the campus, wasn't really sure who all would be there and everything. And at the end of the day, it was a relationship I had with Coach Chadwell, and being able to trust him, and the program that he builds and the way he pushes us to be at the standard that it takes in order to win. That's something I wanted to be a part of.
Those that are just tuning in, we're speaking with Aaron Fenimore, center for the Liberty Flames, and you're starting to pick up some accolades as far as the work that you're doing at center. And I'm not trying to embarrass you, but is that one that when you go home that the family's texting you and talking to you about, you're on this list and you're on this list? And
yeah, I mean it's all fancy and it's nice and it's cool, but at the end of the day, none of that wins football games, and it's fun and it's cool in the moment. But at the end of the day, what's most important to me is winning football games and playing with the guys that I love and care about. So, like my family's supportive. They love to post and they share it to family and friends and everything, and they talk about it here and there. But at the end of the day, that doesn't win us football games. That doesn't win us championships. So the most important thing to me is doing my job, doing it at a high level, and pushing the offensive line and the team to where we can meet the standard that we want to be as a college football program. That's what's important at the end of the day.
Last question for you. What are the studies, when that day that football ends? Hopefully it's a long time from now, but when football ends, what's next on your agenda?
Shoot, I reckon it's go get a job. But no, so my undergrad business administration, and I'm going to start taking some project management classes before I finish up and pursue that. So, something in that world, I just can't be inside. You know what I mean? I got to be doing something active, moving around. So we'll see.
Are you a hunter, fisherman?
Yes, sir. I love
all
it.
that.
Oh
okay.
Yeah, I love it. So that's grew up doing it. If I got some free time, I fortunate enough to know some people that let me come sit in a tree and hang out. So I do that when we get a little off time. I love it. It's just peaceful. There's something about it. Being in the woods when it's either waking up or going to sleep, it's beautiful.
Well, you're getting honed in on some of this media stuff. There might be an opening at the Outdoor Channel. You never know.
Hey, that would
be pretty good.
That'd be pretty neat, too. 8-year-old Aaron freak out at that, too.
Well, that's awesome, man. We appreciate your time
yes,
today.
Sir. Thank
Wish
you.
you nothing but the best this season, and have fun the rest of this media day.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
We'll be back with more after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
You've been listening to the conference.
Lynchburg Nissan's summer sales event is in full swing. If you've been thinking about upgrading your current vehicle, don't hesitate. Now is the time. With savings up to $7,900 off MSRP or 0% up to 60 months on remaining popular models. This limited tariff-free inventory is selling fast. Have a trade-in? Great. Lynchburg Nissan is paying up to 130% of fair KBB for any vehicle, no matter the condition. Stop by, call, or visit online. Lynchburg Nissan, home of the 1,000,000-mile warranty.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels and the Liberty Flames.
You're listening to the Conference USA Football Kickoff on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Owned and operated by a Liberty alum, Larry's Tire and Auto Repair offers complete auto service, including tires, preventive maintenance, and more. Larry's Tire carries all major brands and is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Larry's Tire has 2 locations in Lynchburg and at Able Tire in Concord. And coming soon, Larry's Tire will expand to a new service center in Forest. More information on Larry's Tire is available at larrystireservice.com.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Welcome back to live coverage of the Conference USA football kickoff on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Once again, here's Jamey Hall.
Welcome back into Frisco, Texas for Conference USA Media Day. We're now joined by head coach Jamey Chadwell. And, Coach, first of all, welcome into the show. It seems like it was just yesterday that we were at Mellow Mushroom talking about bowl season, and here it is. It's you're ready to play football again.
Yeah, we're report date's a week away, and so obviously when you're at Media Day, you're close, and we're excited about this team. I think they've had a good summer, and looking forward to seeing how we improve.
Now, social media kind of rules the day now as far as recruiting, in-game, post-game. I mean, everybody's just, the first thing they're doing is they're getting on whatever their favorite social media platform is. And one of the coolest things in the off-season was the John Gruden box.
Okay.
I mean, that thing went absolutely viral. Everybody I know was talking about it. And for those that didn't get a chance to see it, you guys sent him just a box of just tons of Liberty gear, and he went through every single item. And I'm telling you, I've been around here for 30 years. I think he had more I don't know if I could have done as good a job of talking about Liberty, the history of Liberty football, than he did.
Yeah, he was impressive. They when you do that, they ask you to send some for his crew and all different things. And so, and we wanted to be unique with it, sending some things that, was from local area and all that stuff. But it was amazing just listening to him. He what he does, and he does it for everybody. And, he goes in detail of things that when he was there, he was from, his family is around from in the area sometimes, and he talked about that. He talked about everything, and just, I learned a lot from him listening, and so, and obviously, during the off season, you're still trying to keep your brand. You want your name out there, and to have him running a show and doing some things, and then having that coming on, it was pretty cool. I know our players all appreciate it, and everybody at football appreciated it.
Speaking of head coaches at the NFL level or college football level, what are some guys as you were growing up that you kind of were maybe you don't know them, but they were mentors to you just as you were developing?
God, that's a good. When I was younger, not that I didn't even know I would be a coach, but my dad always liked Tom Landry, the Cowboys, and so you knew about Tom Landry, and so from an NFL standpoint, I think that's the one when I was younger that really stuck out. And then Jimmy Johnson came to the Cowboys because it was, and so you followed that. But as I've got into coaching, I think you definitely watch people, and if they're similar personalities. I like what Coach Sweeney does at Clemson, how he runs his program. Bobby Bowden, I was always I enjoyed watching them as a young child, and it's growing just how he ran his program and who he was. And so, and now, NFL-wise, I love what Andy Reid does and the way how creative he is. And you watch coaches and see, hey, what are things that you can take from what do they do that is unique? And I like to watch other sports as well. I think Gino Auriemma does a great job with, lady basketball, so UConn basketball. And so just how he's ran his program and things that he does, I try to steal from everybody I can to try to improve. And so, and that's the great thing about social media. You can get a lot of stuff now. When I was growing up, you couldn't.
Now, that's an interesting – I never really thought about that. You kind of think, okay, when you're a football coach, you're going to – steal's not the right word, but you're going to kind of borrow some philosophies, and it could be X's and O's, some actual plays. But you don't think about kind of going crossing over as far as sports are concerned and being able to kind of pull some things in as far as just maybe program philosophies.
Yeah, and I think as a head coach, that's the main thing that you're looking for is, X and O's, you're always trying to find better plays, but really, hey, what is somebody else doing that can really help our program where we're at? And and you can watch a football program and see, but I think there's other programs that do a good job, and you try to figure out, hey, is what they're doing, does that fit the way we want to do it? And it is Stilling or borrowing or whatever you say, to do. But anyway, you can improve, I think, your program. You want to try to do that, and there's so much information out there to figure it out, and there's so many great winners.
2023 was a tough act to follow. Mm-hmm. What grade would you put on last season?
Personally, you're disappointed because I thought we had a chance to, I'd give it a C, I guess. Probably, I think we were average. We were average. We weren't poor. You win 8 games. That's hard to do. But also, I think we had enough talent to have a chance to be champions again. And of all the ups and downs, we're a 2-point conversion away of going back to the championship game. And so you could have had a higher grade, if things go well. But from a personal standpoint, I needed to do a better job. We struggled with just some consistency. We struggled with with maybe some just continuity and everybody in the same direction. And so when you have such success in one year, obviously you want to have the same the next. And I thought we had the team to do that. If you look back, we lost 3 times in the league, and we lost by 3 points, lost by 2 points, and then we had the ball down 3 in the fourth quarter versus Jack State. And so there's 8 points there that really made a difference in winning 8 or winning 11. So you're that close, and so, but also it seemed like it was far away. And so I would put us right there in the middle. I thought that there were some good things that we did, but, man, there were some things we left out. And so as a coach, you go back and you look and you say, what can we have done better? What could I have done better? What do the players need to do better? And then this whole offseason, you gear towards that to make sure that as a coach, you just want to maximize what you have. Some years you don't have as much talent. You want to maximize. Some years you have great talent. We didn't maximize what we had last year for whatever reason, and so but that's going to make this year that much better because you learn from it, and the guys that are coming back are excited about going and earning the opportunity to be a champion.
You've talked a lot about discipline and focusing on that in the off season. How do you think the team's responded?
I think it's been great. It's been the best, probably arguably the best off season from the spring through the summer that I've been a part of in a long time. Just from a standpoint of everybody going in the same direction. And you can look back and say, man, there was some discipline issues. Was there discipline issues, or were there certain people that lacked discipline? That's the way you have to look at it. And so was it a whole team, or was it certain things?
Right.
And so you go back and you look at all those things, and I believe that the team that we have here is bought into what we believe in, and we're not individuals. And I think that's help this be a great offseason for us.
With so much turnover now, and this is the new era of college athletics, and we see some basketball teams where they have complete turnover from one season to the next. Virginia's a good example where there might not be a single guy on the roster from one season to the next. How tough is it when someone asks you to rank the league? Is it almost impossible now?
I think so, because nobody knows who they have until really it kicks off, because you have so many new people, and a lot of new guys join your team in May. And
right.
You don't have a chance to see them until the first time, And I always tell people, I think a new coach, a new staff, if they play early, I think they have actually an advantage on teams, because they're the only people that know anything about their own team.
Right.
And so somebody like us, we play. We've been here 3 years. Well, everybody knows your system. They know your scheme. Now then they can sort of, hey, they got these guys returning. When you're a brand new coach in today's world, you know nothing, because all their players are brand new. And so the first time you're going to see them is really if they play 1 week before you, and then most teams aren't going to show much anyway then.
Right.
And so I think it's made it even harder from just that standpoint, not knowing anything about any type of personnel. But about everybody's in that boat too. And so I always think it's funny when people put preseason polls, but how do you know?
Right.
How do you know?
And that's kind of I think is a dying thing. It's just basically throwing a dart against the the board.
Hoping it sticks.
Right, exactly. The new guys that have kind of come in over the course of the summer, they working in pretty good?
I think they have. We had a good amount of our guys that got here in January, and so we had to supplement obviously some in May after losing some guys, but majority of our guys were here, and so I think we've had I think the guys that we've added have had great attitudes. I think they're excited about being here. They've obviously got ways to go to continue to get better and work. The hard part about trying to get somebody ready in June before is a lot harder than having somebody here in January, and so but they've had a good summer so far learning. We'll see how much they improve once we get pads on, because it's different. Once you go through fall camp, can they handle all those things? So you don't know. They're leaving, they're coming from somewhere it didn't work out. So are they bringing a lack of confidence? Were they mentally beat up at another? You don't know. You have an idea, but you won't know until you get into that August, until it really matters. And so we're still going to learn a little bit about those guys. But as far as their work ethic, as far as their attitude, as far as the excitement about being here, it's been fun for coaches. It's been awesome to be around this team.
I think every fan of football, the first question that they always ask, maybe the Chiefs are okay now. They don't have to ask about Mahomes, and maybe they don't have those questions in Buffalo. But I think quarterback, everybody wants to know what's going on in that quarterback room. Can you give us an update?
Yeah, I think we like our room. I think it's going to be a good battle. We obviously brought two guys in spring ball that went through. Ryan Berger's back healthy now, coming off his injury from the bowl game there. So we've got three guys that going through fall camp. We've got two young guys, freshman Ethan Hout, Jaden Bradford, redshirt freshman. So we got really five guys there that are going to be getting reps. And then we have to narrow it down to the two or three, and then it'll be who's the one. That's obviously happened through spring. It's happened through the summer, and so and then you go through fall camp, and some guys will get some, and then you'll narrow it down pretty quickly. But I like our competition there. I think it's healthy. I think each individual quarterback brings their own different strengths to the position. There's obviously weaknesses that they all have as well, and so the guy that needs to win the job needs to just take care of the ball and lead our team. Take care of the ball and lead our team. Be a team player there, and I think they'll do that. I think we've got a lot of people around them that are ready to support them.
Sounds good, Coach. I know as we were driving in from the airport yesterday, you were talking about that environment at Williams Stadium. We're going to be back there before you know it. Whether fourth quarter, the journey coming on, and it feels like I'm ready to go. It sounds like you're ready to go too.
Yeah, we're I don't want to say anxious, because I think sometimes when you're anxious you don't feel like you're prepared, but we're looking forward to being back in there. As I said, you're about 4 weeks away here from kickoff, and we do have a great home environment. It's a great fan support, and our players look forward to playing there. So we're 4 weeks away from kicking off at 4 p.m. and we're going to be ready for it.
Sounds good, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Flames.
We're going to take our final break, and we'll be back with the Commissioner of Conference USA.
Nissan's summer
Judy
sales
MacLeod.
event is in full swing. If you've been thinking about upgrading your current vehicle, don't hesitate. Now is the time. With savings up to $7,900 off MSRP or 0% up to 60 months on remaining popular models. This limited tariff-free inventory is selling fast. Have a trade-in? Great. Lynchburg Nissan is paying up to 130% of fair KBB for any vehicle, no matter the condition. Stop by, call, or visit online. Lynchburg Nissan, home of the 1,000,000-mile warranty.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels and the Liberty Flames.
You're listening to the Conference USA Football Kickoff on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Owned and operated by a Liberty alum, Larry's Tire and Auto Repair offers complete auto service, including tires, preventive maintenance, and more. Larry's Tire carries all major brands and is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Larry's Tire has 2 locations in Lynchburg and at Able Tire in Concord. And coming soon, Larry's Tire will expand to a new service center in Forest. More information on Larry's Tire is available at larrystireservice.com.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Welcome back to live coverage of the Conference USA football kickoff on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Once again, here's Jamey Hall.
Welcome back into Frisco, Texas. We are joined now by Conference USA Commissioner Judy MacLeod. And Judy, welcome to the program. It's always you're always so kind to us as far as being very accessible during these media days, and we definitely appreciate that.
Good to be back with you guys.
When we take a look at the landscape, and that's a word that everybody loves to use now, the landscape of college athletics, and you've been commissioner since 2015, worked at Conference USA back to 05, and then was the AD at the University of Tulsa before that. If you go back into the mid-'90s when you were, or maybe a little bit before that, when you were getting kind of involved in the higher levels of college athletics, could you imagine where we're at now compared to then?
In a lot of different ways. I don't know that anyone could have predicted where things have gone. Yeah, you look back now and you think, well, that was such a simpler time back then. Maybe that makes me sound like I'm old, but yeah, it's crazy. It's things that, when I was when I was an AD, conference realignment was a once in a career type of thing. Now it's a daily part of what we go through. The rest of college athletics, I think it was we as a group, college athletics didn't evolve quickly enough. And so now we have this rapid change one after another. And so really you have to embrace it. You have to see what the opportunities are for a league like ours, and really try to help our schools through it.
What are some of the unique challenges for the group of, I guess we're going to have to say group of six now,
yeah.
With the
Until we come
pack.
up with a more catchy name.
What are some unique things? Because we see, for example, the opt-in, opt-out list as far as revenue, and all of FBS, that was the expectation that everybody's in. If you get down to some smaller conferences, you could have some mixtures of ins and outs, but so that's the case, but the amount of, I guess, the pool that some of the group of six schools have is going to be different than your power schools.
It is. I don't think any of our peers are going to share $20.5 million in year one. I think that's, that sounds really obvious to say, but that's the reality. And then I think it just depends on how schools, all of our schools want to make an investment. Some of them want to add scholarships, which is now an opportunity with the new roster limits. Some of them want to go fully more with NIL. And so we haven't, as a group, set, this is what we're going to do as a conference. We want to get into it for a year, study it more, and then we actually may set some expectations on our schools, with our schools. Obviously, they'll be a big part of that decision, and they make the rules. But we really wanted to see how it works. And I find it really interesting how each coach is adapting, because it's not all the same. And I don't think it has to be all the same. Some coaches are very comfortable recruiting high school talent, developing that talent, knowing that, at some point some of them may leave. I think retention does become really important for our schools. and then filling in the transfer portal. It's just such a different world, and so different from how our coaches have operated in the past, how our schools have operated. But whoever figures out the best system for them is going to be the ones that have success.
There's some things, and I think the average college fan that seems logical, that maybe doesn't always happen, and there's probably some reasons why it doesn't happen. The first one that comes to mind is the transfer portal coming into play before the NCAA tournament's over, before the bowl season is over. I think if you just ask the average fan, they go, well, you don't have NFL free agency in the middle of the playoffs. Are these things that you think are going to, I know there's talk about it, do you think these things are going to be changed?
Yeah, I think we have some work to do. Because it's really disruptive at certain times. You want to give student athletes that opportunity, but it is disruptive on when you do it. The other factor that's hard is if a student athlete would like to leave and somebody would like to have them come in at semester, so then they can be a participant in spring ball for football. You almost have to have the window while post-football postseason is occurring, because in order for them to get enrolled and move to their new destination, well, that's not ideal. We had time with the 24 student athletes that are here with us yesterday. We talked about the transfer portal. Is it important to have two different windows? Could you just have one at the end of the season sometime? That's, we have to figure out what that is. It's not the same for all schools. And, the transfer portal has to be the same, but different schools start at different times. Could you just have one so then you'd know who your team is, going through spring ball and into the next year? But there's a lot to work out, and there's a lot of different opinions.
One other thing, as far as the fans seeing some logic that maybe there's more to it behind the scenes, and we were talking about the group of six and the fact that the Pac, whatever it's going to be, the Pac, we'll call them the Pac for now. The Pac in the Mountain West, they're battling it out in court over poaching fees and all that side of it. And I think the average fan would look at that and go, why didn't they just merge together and build this Western super conference that might have a better opportunity of kind of competing in that market? Is that something that the future could hold as far as the group of six is something along those lines?
Well, there's a common sense answer to your question, and then there's what sometimes happens. And I would be the first to say there's not been a lot of common sense approach to some of the things that have happened in college athletics. I do think that the group of six needs to work more closely together. Sure, we're competitors, but I think it's going to be important as we move forward. We sponsor football at a high level, and that makes us different than other conferences that don't, that are not FBS. And so I think we have to work together to make sure our space in the industry continues, because I think it's an important one. I think our football programs are as important to our communities as maybe the autonomous football programs. They may have a bigger fan base, more alums, things like that. But that doesn't mean they're any less important. Our programs aren't. And so I think some cooperation would be great. Just doing some things that make sense, whether there's some regional scheduling in some of the sports. So we're not putting our kids and our coaches on flights across the country every week, and they're really never on campus. It's hard for them to make progress towards a degree and be a college student. I still think that's important. And so there's a lot to work on and a lot of opportunities, because a lot of things are kind of in limbo and they're going to take a lot more work. I think we're up for it because we care about college athletics and think that this is something that should not go away. We care about broad-based athletic participation in different sports. And so, we're going to need some help congressionally probably. in order to standardize some things. We've got to get out of the lawsuit business, which I don't know if anyone gets out of it these days, but a place to be able to govern yourselves in a sensible way. I don't think anyone's trying to take a lot of power and be punitive or be unfair, but we've got to have something to help us.
Do you think that the next hurdle is, with the revenue now coming in, that the next hurdle is going to be the Title IX implications as far as where that revenue money is going?
Yeah, I think, it depends on who you talk to, and there are a ton of Title IX experts out there. I know many of our schools, when they determined how they were going to distribute their revenue, engaged with Title IX attorneys and have the basis where whatever they've decided. We haven't prescripted that as a conference. It's each institution, but they've gone through different exercises to decide how to distribute the revenue. And so, I think Title IX will always be important. It will always, be a standard that we expect our institutions to follow. But there are different interpretations, and how campuses handle things, is really up to them.
If you got to be the monarch of the NCAA for a week, what would be the first few things that you would tackle that could kind of maybe fix some of these I hate to use the word problems, but the things that need to be addressed. Challenges, yes.
I'd probably turn that down, number one. No, I'm not. Sorry. No. Boy, the list is long. I'm not even sure where I would start. I do think, though, I do hear, and this is maybe not the exact question you asked, but, I do hear, well, we can't collectively bargain. And granted, my experience with the 24 young men that are here yesterday was 4 hours, 5 hours. So that was not a lengthy period of time. But I think if we give our student athletes the right voice in the system, that we can get to a pretty good place. And so I'm not sure how that would be structured. I'm not sure the legalities of that. But these are smart young people that can give us a lot of great input and help us get to the right place. I don't think it's the athletes against the schools. I don't think really that's the situation. I don't think you're going to find that in a lot of places. But I don't know if we're giving them enough chance to have input.
With the recent departures, the numbers going to be 10. Mm-hmm. Is that a happy spot, or is there a movement or a thought of expanding?
Yeah, we feel really good about the 10. Our membership activities, just like conference realignment is now a daily thing. We have a membership committee, which is 3 presidents and an AD that have been active. My phone does continue to ring, but we feel like right now, I don't think anything's imminent in the immediate future. We're going to build with these 10, but are we going to stay at 10 forever? Probably not.
And part of the 10 is now the addition of Missouri State and Delaware. When you guys were looking at the expansion process, what was attractive about those programs?
Both those programs have a history of success in a lot of sports. And I think that's super important, especially when a program is moving up. If they know how to be successful, they're going to figure out how to be successful at the next level, and we're going to help them. And so both of those are outstanding academic institutions. A good history of success, commitment from the top down. I couldn't stress that more, whether it's the Board of Governors, Board of Trustees, and on down through the president and the athletic department, just a common focus. And how they take care of their student athletes. You can tell the difference, and I think that's an important piece of it as well.
And I know we focus a lot on football and basketball, men's and women's basketball, but it was a great season that just completed across all sports in Conference USA.
Yeah, we had 2 teams in the NCAA volleyball tournament, and we had, I believe we were at the final rankings, a 5th ranked baseball conference. Had multiple teams there. And so, you look across the board, you're going to find gems in every sport, and that's what makes it so fun. And, they may not get as much attention, but those kids are certainly working just as hard at their craft and putting in just as much time. And so we like to try to spotlight those guys as well.
Well, the last thing, and I wanted to kind of touch on, is one of the employees in the conference recently celebrated a 30th anniversary, and I hope I don't mess her name up, Erica Amstadt Hirschfield. And with so much jumping around these days, to have 30 years of loyalty, and I work with Kerry Green in women's basketball at Liberty, and his staff has been with him forever, so I can certainly appreciate that loyalty. But that was a cool story that you guys brought out last week.
Yeah, it really is. And Erica's been such a great contributor to our successes over the years. And, if we say, well, what do we used to do about this 20 years ago? That was 20, nobody's, and we're like, we can call Erica. So Erica has she started in Chicago, and the office was in Chicago, and then she transitioned to a consultant role, but has been with us the entire time. And, there's nobody that cares more about Conference USA, and it's just such a refreshing and good story, and Erica is somebody that brings positive attitude to everything we do, and we're just really thankful that she's part of the family.
We're speaking with Judy MacLeod, the commissioner of Conference USA, and one last quick one for you before we let you go. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes that the average fan doesn't know about, and you've got, and I know we can't go through every single name, but you've got a pretty impressive staff that's working for you.
Yeah, it's an incredible group. I'm probably a little biased because I hired most of them, or promoted the ones I didn't hire. But people that are really selfless and care about our institutions and know that, a conference office is a servant type of a role. You've got to be a leader, but we're here to serve our membership. And so I think we keep that in mind in everything that we do, and it helps us to, have a great attitude and really promote our schools and try to be there for them and lead in the right direction.
Well, we're looking forward to a great academic season, and it's starting off with football in just a few weeks before we know it.
Crazy. It's here.
And such a fun event that you guys put on here, and the PGA is a great host as well. I know Coach Chadwell got to go out, and him and Todd Wetmore, our sports communications guy, put a little par 3 yesterday, so they were having fun out in the Texas heat. But a great event as always, and we certainly appreciate you guys hosting it.
Well, thanks. I appreciate being with you, and look forward to seeing you during the year.
Outstanding. That was Commissioner Judy MacLeod of Conference USA. We also want to thank Jamey Chadwell for coming on a little bit earlier, Aaron Fenimore, Brylan Green as well. And thank you for listening. It's going to be time to play football before we know it. You can go ahead and get your tickets at libertyflames.com. The Flames will be hosting Maine on August 30th, a 4 p.m. game in Lynchburg, and then the following week they head to Jax State to get Conference USA play underway. A noon Eastern start time at Jax State on September 6th. Until we talk again, this is Jamey Hall saying so long and God bless.
You've been listening to the Conference USA Football Kickoff on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Today's show has been brought to you by Carter Bank, life lived full. Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Larry's Tire and Auto Repair, expect the best service, prices, and care. And by Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices, nobody. Liberty Football has been an exclusive presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.